What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the world famous Barbell Brigade Talk Show.
You're getting old, dude. What? You just threw the finger guns.
I'm with Silent Mike, and we got a hot take episode.
So you're not with me?
That was a little fucked.
What do you mean? I said Nadeem first, didn't I?
No.
Damn, I am getting old. I got dementia.
Oh, that's not good. Creatine. Oh, do you have any that I could take?
Nah, not here. See, we're bad at marketing. Well, anyways.
Yeah, we do.
There it is right there. Take creatine. Helps with dementia. We're with Nadeem. We're with Silent Mike. And today's hot take is it true? You should not squat more than you deadlift. What do you guys think?
You should not squat more than
And I can totally see comments like on IG, because everyone is an expert, right?
Yeah.
I can totally see people going, if they saw someone like that, they'd be like, hey, you shouldn't be squatting more than you can deadlift. You got to fix yourself.
Fix yourself,
And
girl.
we're keeping this just to powerlifting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we might as well dive in, right?
Yeah.
So, you want the history?
Go
There's a
ahead.
history behind this?
I think so.
Yeah.
So, multi-ply powerlifting, single-ply powerlifting. Typically, we got some suits going on. We got squat
Can we
suits.
just do raw powerlifting?
Yeah.
No one even cares about the other shit.
No, this is called the evolution of powerlifting, and people
my
care about
God,
tradition.
dude.
Suits help you more in the squat than the deadlift. So historically, everyone squatted more than they deadlifted, up until
true.
about 2010.
That's true.
Then from there,
Yeah.
the only thing that came next was wrapped squats.
Yeah.
No one wore knee sleeves from like 2007 to maybe even 2014, 15. Sure, and I say nobody. People are like, well, I was in the USAPL then. USAPL wasn't cool then. Not saying that it wasn't worthy of being cool, but it wasn't popular at the time. So then next was only knee wraps, which obviously at the high levels, they're cranking these things on, and you're getting 50 to 100 pounds more.
No,
Again,
Yeah, more.
no, to 100 pounds.
Dude,
No.
I would see these guys that couldn't lift what they could near their max.
That's because they didn't train it. Just trust me, it doesn't give you more than 100 pounds. Dude. There's no possible way. Even in suit. But so again, a lot of people are squatting more than they're deadlifting, right? Because they're getting a little bit of assistance, a little bit more protective gear, where there's none of that stuff in raw powerlifting. Then we go fast forward, and nowadays I'd actually think it's more common than those eras that someone squats more than they pull. But it's still likely possible that more people deadlift more weight than they squat.
Well, you just kept taking away tools to help them squat more.
Right.
So if we're talking about just natural, raw,
Oh,
just
natural?
sleeves.
Just knee sleeves you want to talk about. So then what I would say,
raw sleeved.
so what I would say there is that a lot of it breaks down to your leverages and how you're built. Because even at
weight classes, too.
I would say weight
'Cause
classes.
It's way more common in the heavier boys to see them squat.
Yep.
Probably just because squat more than they deadlift. Just probably they can't get in a good deadlift position because they're just so big.
or they get into a really great squat position because they're
Or
so big.
Yeah.
Right?
And their deadlifts are near maximal to human history already.
It depends, because there's been a lot of guys that squat 8, 9, 1,000 pounds and they'll pull 7.
Yeah, they only pull 7.
Yeah, a lot of it is positioning. The underhand gets really weird. Belly gets in the way a little bit weird. They're very quad dominant. And a lot of it really, truly just breaks down to leverages.
Let's talk about perfect body type, aka me.
So that's what I was going to get. Oh, I thought you meant for the lifts.
Yeah.
So for the lifts, you're squatting a lot. You're going to have smaller femurs. Torso doesn't matter as much, but a little bit, moderate torso, so you're strong enough there. And that's all that really matters. You got small femurs and even kind of longer shins. You'll be able to hit depth really easy, go real up and down. You'll be real upright. A lot of guys squatted a lot of big weight there. If you have a longer...
AKA Chinese weightlifters.
Often.
Yeah, they got short femurs.
Yeah,
and
they tend to have longer torsos.
And their high bar and their front squat, it's almost the same upright position.
Yeah, they tend to have longer torsos, which again, then you have the longer torsos and you have shorter arms, it's going to make it really hard to deadlift. Typically now, if you got kind of shorter femurs, real small torso, kind of your hip to shoulders real compact, and really long arms, you're going to be real set up to pull real nice.
Deadlift specialists.
Yeah, but now your squats are going to be a little bit weird. And obviously if you're average, and then there's stuff in between, right? There's just absolute monsters everywhere. John Hack. Obviously his pull is bigger than his squat, but I think his squat is 770 or something absolutely stupid. And he's quite tall and kind of like lanky. You know what I mean? So there's some people that are breaking the mold.
Good at bench too.
Yeah, really
it's
long arms.
It's so rare to find someone that's just good across the board like
Ed
that.
Cohn's obviously a really great example.
Am I not here?
I said good across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad across the board.
Good.
What's my bad lift?
Well, they're all bad.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
So like Ed Cohn, obviously very built to pull, built to squat too. He had the shorter femurs, shorter torso, longer arms, but then that fool can bench 575 or something crazy, right?
Yeah.
So
Now we're
sometimes
adding
they're
bench.
just freaks.
I think you're. But
I'm just making that recommendation or on the thing that you can beat what your levers are good for. John Hack and Ed are really good at deadlifting because they have long arms, but they could also bench despite those long arms. So my point being that I'm the best example. bitch. I'm built to squat more so. I got very tiny little baby femurs. I'm a little chunky boy. I'm ready to bounce out that hole. My best squat's 590. And did I optimize that? No. Which goes into my next argument.
590 at what?
I weighed like 215 when I weighed in.
That's pretty good.
My best pull, I weighed in about similar, 215, 218, and I pulled 705. And I have very short arms, which would think
I'm a good short arms for a 700-pound puller.
And just in general, you think I'd be a really good bencher. These guys are real small, and these guys are real small. I'm okay at both, but I'm better at deadlifting, which is opposite. I'm a really long torso. My last argument, before I rest my case, Your Honor, is that generally, even for higher level lifters, not that my performance is that high, but I've done this for 15 years, the squat is much more difficult than the deadlift. And so a lot of times you can just volume your way through some deadlift and tug and get stronger, bigger back, bigger hammies, bigger back, bigger hammies, where the balance and keeping the bar perfectly over your midfoot in the squat is so hard and so important.
And trusting the technique too.
Yeah, have the confidence, it's on your back, it's a whole nother mind game. And I think that inhibits some people from having a bigger squat than their deadlift.
Yeah.
Rest your case, Your Honor.
I think if you're 350 and up,
Body weight?
yeah, it's okay to have the flip, squat being higher.
The flip. That sounds like an STD.
The clap.
She gave me the flip.
But it starts with even guys that are like 270 and up.
Sometimes a 242 if you're built weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's where I'm like, I think for most people, if you're in those ranges, there should be something that, and if you're taking advantage of your training and stuff, 99% of people would have a deadlift that's higher, because it's something with no technique. You could pull more than you could ever squat.
Yeah.
Right. Starting out, you could pull more than you could squat just naturally.
Yep.
So being able to carry that, and I think it just always works in itself. Bench being the weakest out of all of them, squat, and then deadlift being the strongest. That should constantly be carrying over. Plus, the squat does help build strength for the deadlift. Deadlift not so much for the squat. And I feel like with how your body works and just like the mechanics, it is a problem if the squat is more than your training or your deadlift, and you should fix something in your training.
Yeah, I would say on average, I would say that's true probably 90% of the time. If you have a guy that's like let's say our average weight 180 or something, and then they're pulling let's say 400 and they're squatting 500, there's something wrong with their deadlift. There's probably an easy fix why they're not pulling over 500.
Yeah, commonly. I mean, sometimes people are just built different. Different muscle fibers in different areas of the body. You can really grow the quads. It might be a programming deal, but yeah, if you got real short arms, I mean, some of it's possible. That goes back to the other conversation, like people thinking we're all symmetrical and all this. Dude, we're built so crazy and we're built so different. You know what I mean?
If you looked at me, what would you think I would be good at and what would I not be good at? Or am I pretty standard?
I don't know, like chess, math, bowling.
Oh, thank you.
Those are your strengths.
Yeah.
My best is,
I would say you're very average.
Right? Looks pretty average.
Yeah, which you could argue is good, right? You could be a well-rounded lifter, and you kind of are.
Yeah, I think my lifts kind of just grow the same.
Yeah, when you take all your maxes together, you're like, oh yeah, those are kind of in the ballpark of what that should look like. And mine are too, generally, right? It's not like we're pulling 800 and squatting 5. Right?
Yeah.
We're generally in that ballpark. You too.
Yeah. You get lanky people that are just fucking freaks at.
Yeah, you're pulling 8, 9, and you're squatting
sumo
6.
Kings, people are like, those guys are just crazy.
Lighter
guys,
body
sumo.
weights, pulling 6, 7, and then they squat 4.
Yeah.
You see it, or benching under 3.
Yeah.
And again, that's not right or wrong, but you can change those things, right? You can build more muscle, you can bench more often, you can do more back work to build up these other things. Same with, if you're squat or deadlifts the other way, you get a couple more squat days, you get more belt squats, you get more volume going in your quads, really find more tempo stuff, more pause squats, really find a way to get over that midfoot and practice that. Where again, sumo being all technical, I think that's fucking overrated, by the way, if you want to get into another hot topic.
What do you mean?
How technical people think sumo is.
We'll talk about that next.
Yeah, but all of it's technical. Just get stronger, build more muscle in the muscles. Squatting is really technical. Squatting is really hard to be very efficient. So practice that more.
I would say if your squat is stronger than your conventional, or your squat is stronger than your deadlift, it's almost a plus, because you can have room in your deadlift to grow.
Yeah. It's true.
It's true, foo. I'm gonna go fucking deadlift 700 pounds. You know how I'm gonna do that?
How?
The big old donkey.
You think you're gonna do it this year? 700?
What the fuck is that? The big old donkey.
Why'd you get so serious, dude?
I want to know. Oh, you mean your ass? Or?
Yeah. I think the kids call it what, a dumper? What do you guys call it? Dumpy? Dump
Ass.
truck?
Gluteus maximus?
Yeah, well, and the minimus ain't small neither, man. My mini be maxing.
Oh, really?
I think they call it the lower Lizzo.
Oh, dude, I got that lower Lizzo. Yeah. I got that stank tank.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna pull, but I'm gonna pull something big. I'm gonna shock the world. I'm bad, man. I'm fast and I'm pretty.
Are you copying other people's lines now?